Review of what we do. Again, my name is Andrea. I'm from SmartBrideBoutique.com. As loud as I can. Okay. Can everybody hear me? If you can't hear me, put your hand. Okay. So SmartBride Boutique is like a Craigslist for brides in the shortest form of explaining what we do. We've tried to differentiate ourselves a little bit. So because I have 5 minutes, I'll try and answer for you guys about the 3 most commonly asked questions about our business. So the first thing we've done to differentiate ourselves from our competitors like a Craigslist, a Kijiji, and an eBay is to allow brides to post on our site and retailers anything from wedding dresses, or bridesmaids gowns, all these types of things in an easier way to digest. So if you've ever used Craigslist before, you kind of do a keyword search and you get a ton of results. What we've tried to do is really go niche and only offer listings that have to do with weddings. The most popular thing to sell would be a wedding dress. So for example, if you look here, this would be our site, a listing on our site compared to a listing on Craigslist. So it's a little bit easier to digest. We definitely get all the information that someone needs when buying a wedding gown, because it's difficult to convince somebody to buy a pre-owned or used wedding dress when they've just heard about the concept. So typically when you buy a used wedding dress or a pre-owned wedding dress, you save about 50% off the cost. And given that weddings these days cost about $20,000 in North America, people are looking for ways to save. So it's eco-friendly and it's also a budget-friendly way to plan your wedding. So what we've done is when somebody posts a dress, they're encouraged to enter in all kinds of information such as, and I apologize if I'm boring all of the potential grooms or husbands in the audience, but when you buy a dress you would want to know about the neckline, the silhouette, the color, the length of the trail, which some people also call a train professionally. Anyway, so what we do is we encourage them to all put it in, and then buyers on the site can also sort by the same criteria. So it's a lot easier to find exactly what you're looking for. We also have things like you'd see on MLS where you can enter in all your criteria, and then it emails it to you daily when somebody posts something that matches what you want. So it's a really quick and easy way to find what you're looking for. We have 3 revenue streams, because that's what everybody wants to know about. One of them is premium services for individuals. So you can feature your ad, get a little more exposure. You can also get a listing critique. So if you don't think you've priced your item appropriately or you don't know how to edit your photos, we'll help you with that. And the last thing is a Google AdWords campaign. So if you're really motivated to sell your dress, and sometimes your dress will sell for $2,000 or $3,000, it's not a big deal to pay $75 in order to get a little more exposure for your dress. Second thing is retailer subscription, so we encourage retailers to post sample or discounted dresses on the site, and so those are new and they tend to sell really quickly with brides on a budget, and they can pay us every month. 3 different packages depending on how many dresses they want to post at a time. And the third thing is advertising on our site, and that includes banner ads, newsletters, integrated content, all that kind of stuff. And as we collect more and more information about what people are looking for, we'll have a really easy and targeted way for vendors to reach exactly the bride they want. So if they know that someone's dress budget is $1,000, well, they can kind of extrapolate what their whole wedding budget is and just target within that set of brides. So the last thing everybody asks us about, because we're a startup and we have no money, is how do you market yourselves and how do you do it on a budget? So I have 3 things that I'll just go through really quickly today, just for fun. The first one is I have a 3-foot rule. So anybody who gets within 3 feet of me on a regular basis gets to hear about SmartBride, and that includes the grocery store, the streetcar. Yesterday I interrupted a lady doing her Sudoku, and I think she was timing herself, so she was really not that happy with me. But by the end of the conversation, she wanted my card to give to her daughter, so it all worked out really well. And this is my new friend John. I met him on a ferry coming back from the yacht club from a networking event, and we started chatting about SmartBride, and by the end of the conversation he was offering to give me some vintage bikes and also got my card for his granddaughter. So it's all one of those things where the more people you can tell, the better, and it starts to help spread the word. The second thing we've done lately in terms of unique marketing that's not just AdWords and PR company and all that kind of stuff is it's a campaign we started called Obsessed with the Dress, and this is to help people who have already been married and that don't want to part with their wedding dress to sort of let go of that emotional attachment and stop wearing it to bed every night and just put it on the side. So this campaign we did we did 5 different videos, and we followed an actress named Julia in a wedding dress around the city of Toronto and captured all the reactions of innocent bystanders. So she goes to a boot camp in the park, she eats a burrito in Kensington, does her laundry at a laundromat, like all these different kinds of things. And people are like, what the F are you doing? So that's sort of going around and just encouraging people to kind of let go of that emotional attachment. And we also did a photo contest that ran along with it, and it's just ended, so we don't have too many of the numbers all calculated, but we asked brides to send us the strangest places they'd ever seen a bride or been a bride themselves. So we had quite a few entries, some from professional photographers, some from the brides themselves, some professional photos given to the bride, all kinds of stuff. But these are just a few of our favorite entries. So this couple, like, they just really like luchador masks. I have no idea why, but they did really well. The entry on the right actually won the most user-generated votes. And so she won a $500 gift certificate to Sears. And just to give you an example, she generated over 2,000 votes just for that entry. So it introduced our company to, you know, thousands and thousands of people in our target demographic. This girl loves pandas. And this is one of my favorites. So the contest was either the strangest place you'd seen a bride or a strange or humorous activity that a bride has gotten herself into. So there were lots of different. The last thing that is, I guess, a marketing tool, but almost happened by accident, is that when I was designing my business cards, when I first started this company two and a bit years ago, I was the president and founder of one person, which I thought was totally lame. So instead of putting president and founder on my business card, I just decided to write my title, which is true, married. And every time I give this card out at a networking event or to a person on the street or the lady doing her Sudoku puzzle on the subway, it sort of sparks a conversation. So I found that if you can do something unique or, you know, humorous or whatever, it tends to extend a conversation you're having with somebody. It tends to get them to take more interest in your business and offer ways to help. So the last thing I'll leave you with is my business partner and I, Leah, both are married, and so our business cards both say married as our titles. But the lovely Katie Bedford, you can wave. Yeah. Katie Bedford is our newest recruit. She's our marketing coordinator, and Katie is single and eligible. So we're just trying to come up with something for Katie to put on her business card. So if anyone has any suggestions, feel free to shout them out. Ask me later. My husband suggested always a bridesmaid, but I don't want to do it.